Guys, welcome back to part 2 of Divine Masculine's energetic kind of blueprint for the Lion's Gate, the 8-8 Lion's Gate. Now this portion of the reading is after. Well, actually, I think we're still in the Lion's Gate portal, energetic portal, until like the 16th. At least that's what I think I heard. I'm not an astrologer. But anyhow, this is the day after. The first part of this video has the introduction, as clumsy as it was. So if you haven't seen it, please go back and watch the first portion of part 1. And the intro is there about the energies that the Lion's Gate. It's pretty scattered, guys, because I was really, really deep into my feels, okay? Which makes it difficult for me to articulate because my brain is moving way too fast and I'm getting way too many messages at one time. So, but there is some good stuff there. So if you didn't watch part 1, please go back and watch it. It's the tarot portion of this video or this series. And now we're doing the oracle version of the reading, okay? I'm also doing the feminines the same as I did the masculines. So if you are a feminine and you're cross-watching for your masculine on this one, my curtains want to blow on my table. It's too hot here not to have them open though. Anyhow, so yeah, if you're a feminine and you're just cross-watching, don't forget to watch your version of this reading, okay? So I've been praying and meditating and trying to keep the curtains from blowing onto the table and knocking everything over. And so we're going to take a look at the advice portion of this series. Okay, this is spiritual advice from your ancestors, your angels, your divine galactic family, you know, I mean, all of your helpers, guys, they're all here. You're just flooded. That's why I can't talk half the time, because they are all trying to lead me, to guide you. Okay, so let's just get into this, all right? First card for masculines, make necessary sacrifices. Now this, okay, I'm getting many different versions of this, okay? So some of the masculines are still in their ego. They're having their ego death. Spirit's saying, oh, we're working on them. They're having tower moments. They're getting downloads. I don't know why I'm saying there. This is your video. You masculines are really going through. And everybody's different. I'm hearing everybody's different. Some of you have karmic energies still around you. What is a karmic energy? Somebody doesn't know. Spirit says somebody listening doesn't know. A karmic energy can be anything, any energy that is blocking divine masculine, divine feminine from union. So a third party situation can be anything from a lesson you haven't learned yet, a block, okay? Like you don't know your own worth. You've got addictions. Some of you have addictions. And I'm sorry, I've had many of my own. So blessings. I know that's what Spirit's saying. We've got it. We've got it. Okay? But work. Do your work. Make necessary sacrifices. Some of you have to walk away from families and children and grandchildren and property and money. It's not going to be easy, masculines. A lot of your lessons were karmic lessons, okay? So there is karmic energy that needs to be cleared. So, you know, what kind of sacrifices do you have to make? What kind of sacrifices are you willing to make in order to come into alignment with your feminine? Okay, up next is Letting go. Yesterday when I did the first portion of the reading, the tarot portion, we were getting repeat cards from a private reading I had given, and now this one is too. So you know who you are that I did the private reading for, and this is just a double confirmation for you. I hope you watched the video, okay? So this is called Letting Go, and it says, I surrender joyously to the ebbing and flowing of life. Okay, so I'm going to give you an analogy. Spirit says to talk about my camping trip. Okay, I took we went with family. But my son, I'm sorry, I just realized I didn't shut off notifications, and I hope it doesn't ruin the video and shut it off on me. And I can't do it while it's going, so let's pray, guys, okay? Hold space for no interruption. Anyhow, we went camping up in the Allegheny Forest and near the Kinzua Dam, and we drove from where we were camping in Kane, Pennsylvania, down to, it was about an hour, I think, to Cook's Forest, and decided we were going to go rafting down the river. Okay? Well, the river was shallow. Not so shallow that you couldn't float down it. You just had to kind of pull your bum up, straighten your legs out. You know, you had to, it wasn't comfortable a lot of the times, but it definitely was not so shallow that you couldn't do it. Okay? And then, of course, there were deep parts. Well, the analogy Spirit wants me to talk about with this river here and these two fish. Okay, let's just use your imagination for a moment. Picture a human being on a float. Okay, let's say this fish is afloat, and this fish is afloat. And this is me and my son. We're heading down the river, and we've got a whole group of family and friends. They kind of lost us, you know. They, for whatever reason, they lifted their butt better, I don't know, but for whatever reason, they went down the river just a little faster. Well, this panicked my 9-year-old because we're on a river, and it's a pretty big river, right? And he felt a little nervous getting on a float going down the river to begin with, and now all of our friends and family are out of sight, just around the bend, not very far ahead, but you couldn't see them, right? So Jesse decides he's going to put his feet down and pull us. He grabs a hold of my float. He puts his float around him. It was a donut, and put his legs down, and he decided he was going to walk us down the river, pulling me along behind him. And I told him, Jesse, you're slowing us down, buddy. If you just put your feet up and get back on your raft the way you're supposed to, the river will carry you to where you need to go. Okay? He took a little convincing. I had to tolerate him pulling me for a few minutes before he saw that our friends and family were getting farther ahead and we were falling farther behind. So what Spirit told me to, why Spirit told me to bring you that analogy is because I feel like a lot of masculine and feminines, I'm hearing feminines too, not just the masculines, they need to release control. Okay, let go and let God, right? Pick your feet up. The river will carry you. Pick your feet up. The universe will carry you, okay? Surrender joyously to the ebbing and flowing of life. When you're trying to manifest something, all you can really do is you create it in your imagination and visualize it. Then you put feeling into it. What would it feel like if you already had it, right? If you already had it, what kind of excitement would be in your heart? And then you make a list. It's as simple as you make a list or make a goal. Set a goal with a date. I read a meme with that. I sent a meme with that. Make a list, or no, make a goal, set a date, make a list. I can't remember. I'm sorry, guys. But anyhow, there's steps to it, right? If you want to manifest. But you can't, like, hold tight to it. You've got to let that energy flow, right? You've got to let it go so the universe can take control and make it happen for you. All right, that's enough of that one. I can't believe this. I'm telling you, these are the same cards. And I shuffled. Oh my gosh, I shuffled a lot. Okay, so this one is called the Resting Tree. Patience and stillness. If you look at... Can I just take a moment, guys? Just a minute. Let me look at this. There's an energy here that I need to tap into through the visualization. Okay, so this is a tree root. Okay, this is like the base of a tree, and this is a big tree root, kind of like if you were in Florida, you know, where the cypress trees lift up over top. And here's this young girl, and she has, it looks like she had been gathering mushrooms. Now, I'm hearing the mushrooms are representing magic. And when I say magic, I mean miracles. Okay, she's been out in the forest looking for her magic. Looking for resources, okay? And she got tired. She took a break. Here she is, just curled up underneath here. Got a couple candles lit, and she's resting. She might have even been like Alice in Wonderland, down the rabbit hole, you know. She might have ate one of those mushrooms. Might be a magic mushroom, you know what I mean? So masculines, I feel like you're tired. Like you've been researching. You've been looking at resources. You've been learning. You've been diligently purging and probably very tired. Okay? I'm hearing Spirit saying that you have had no rest because of the resistance. What resists persists. Okay, and what you've been resisting is persisting. So you've been under like a Nine of Sword energy, you know, where you can't sleep at night, you can't clear your mind. You're stuck, you don't know where to go next, you don't know what to do. And, you know, I'm just feeling this chaotic energy, like you've really been through the ringer, through the battle, right? All in the name of healing. I don't know if I should read from this, but I'm going to. Just because. Maybe Spirit's got a message for you that I didn't tune into. The Resting Tree, and it came out in the upright, so that would be an ally. The Resting Tree is a sign for you to stop focusing and planning and be at peace in the moment. This is the representative of non-action and relaxation. Patience is the key to being with this ally. The Resting Tree asks you to slow down, sit back, watch the roses bloom and the birds feed in the meadow. This isn't the time to forge ahead in any way. You may not be taking enough breaks. So you're invited to be still and contemplate your good fortune, even if it means blessing the chaos in your life. This is a sign to allow everything to fall away except the stillness of the moment. All right, Spirit, I'm sorry, guys. You know, I have to listen to my Spirit guides. My Spirit guide said, no, we're not using books today because the meaning in this book is not what Spirit's trying to convey. Spirit's not wanting you to be non-active. They're wanting you to rest because the action you're going to take is going to have to take a lot of energy. When you move towards your feminine, you're going to have disruption, okay? Because you only heal what you can heal on your own. But then when you get with your feminine, there are going to be other healings that you have to do together. And it's going to take a lot of your energy. And I'm seeing tower, the tower, like, you know, like when you return, when you make the big return, when you get brave enough to move forward, you're going to need your rest. You're going to need your rest because there are healings like envelopes within you that still need to be. It's like when you get, I don't know why Spirit's showing me this. It's like when you get married and you get a bunch of envelopes and you don't know what's in them, okay? The excitement of opening these envelopes with all these gifts in it, gifts of money and abundance and love and unconditional love and experiences, and it's going to be chaotic in a good way, but it may not feel so good because it's going to take a lot of energy. So rest, because it's coming. Time's coming. I'm hearing it in my head. It's coming. Then we have the Gossamer Princess. Communication, relationship work to be done. Yeah. If you guys would just give me a moment to look at the picture. Oh, definite transformation. Butterflies everywhere. Healing purple energy. A new day dawning. Communication. Yeah, it's like this Gossamer Princess is sitting on a web that she has spun, made like a spider, but she's an angel fairy. But she's sitting on a spider's web. Spider's webs for me are sometimes for me, looking at this picture, it's like this has been a long time coming. Some of you masculines out there have been, it's been a long time. You and your feminine haven't been together for a long time. And yeah, there's cobwebs, but she's still sitting there. She's still sitting there. It's like you guys started to build something. And then you took off. And there's just this little itty bitty thin piece left. And she's been sitting here for a long time. Healing, learning, growing, transforming. Earning her wings. Waiting for a new day dawning. And, you know, as a reader, I know that the sun represents the masculine. So she's been in darkness, away from her masculine. You started building something and you just took off. And she's waiting patiently for you to come back. But transformation needs to happen and healing. Communication, relationship work to be done. And that doesn't have to be just your relationship, masculines, with your feminine. That can also be relationships with third-party situations. So if you're married, dating, living with somebody, or you work too much, your job's interfering, or you're, you know, a family, you've got a tight family and your brothers and sisters and mother and father, or, you know, whoever is not on board, who is a block between you and where you are supposed to be. Okay? And I'm also feeling this energy from the masculines, like I left a line. I knew I'd be back someday. I left a line. She knows it too because she's sitting there like a bird on the wire, waiting for you to return. And I'm hearing in my head that I'm hearing the song from Santa Claus is Coming to Town. Okay, I'm a mother of 4, so just so you know, I've watched them all. And I'm hearing, put one foot in front of the other. And soon you'll be walking across the floor. Put one foot in front of the other. Soon you'll be walking out the door. Or in the door, whatever. Anyhow, you get it, right? You get it? That was a message for somebody out there. Somebody needs to know what's the next step. How do they take the next step? How do they take the next step? Oh, I don't know how to get there from here. Wherever, off over here somewhere. From here. Spirit says from here. When I'm rested and I'm ready, I don't know how to get there from here. Start where you are. Put one foot in front of the other. Oh my God. The great thing about feeling deep, profound, earth-shaking love is that you can start where you are. The universe. That was good, guys. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, next we have, imagine. Imagine. Look at this. This is like pure potential. Pure potential. Underneath the new moon, too. Okay. Number 20, which is the 2 choices. You've got to imagine. Imagine. Use your imagination. That's how we manifest, is through our imaginations. So imagine it. You've got to picture it. You've got to create it, masculines. You've got to create it. Okay, last but not least, we have a postcard from Spirit. I'm going to, if you want to pause it and read it, okay? It says, Dear you, it might be hard to believe you'll ever get to where you want to go. Feel the way you want to feel. I'm sorry, I'm just picturing that evil wizard walking across the floor. I apologize, Spirit's funny sometimes. Because it says, Dear you, it might be hard to believe you'll ever get to where you want to go. And then I saw the guy walk and put one foot in front. Anyhow, feel the way you want to feel and find peace and security. But you can. There's lots to celebrate in this life. But first you need to let go of this attachment to achieving a certain result. It is easy to get caught in the endless loop of wanting this or that so you can feel safe. The only way out is to surrender the attachment. Yeah, you guys, pick up your feet. Just pick up your feet. Nobody's asking you to give up. Nobody's asking you. Just, it's funny because we got one message, pick up your feet, but I think that's the metaphor for trust. Okay? Don't literally pick up your feet unless you're putting one in front of the other, walking toward where you're supposed to be. Okay, where was I? Empty, it says to surrender the attachment. You can't be attached to the outcome. You've got to let God handle the outcome. You create it. God puts it in motion. Okay? All right, so empty yourself so you can be filled with something new. Clean out the closet. You got to let go of the past, guys. You cannot create from the past. You can't do it. We're in a whole new world. And I could burst into song and just sing a whole bunch of stuff, right? Because, I can only imagine, Mercy Me, I think that is. And then I've got, put one foot in front of the other. Clean, yeah. I'm sorry, guys. I'm getting downloads. You got to bear with me just for a moment. It says, empty yourself so you can be filled with something new. Spirit's saying it's time, it's time, it's time. You cannot manifest this reunion or this union with your feminine from the past. The past is broken. The past is where the karmic lessons, where we are moving beyond the past. We are not in the energy of the past any longer. The past needs to be forgiven with unconditional love. A debt can be forgiven. It does not have to be called. It can be served as a gift. Unconditional love. Let go of the past. If your feminine ever hurt you, or if you hurt them, we know there's hurt between both of you, right? You gotta let it go. You just gotta surrender. You gotta clean house. Make space. Okay? The only way you can see out the rear view mirror, I used this analogy before. The only way you can continually see your past from the rear view mirror is if you're not moving. If you are not moving, if you are in a perfect standstill, the past doesn't change. The rear view mirror is just the way it always was. But you know, if the past was so damn good, why is it that you're reminiscing and missing it? You know, it's like it wasn't. It might have had good moments, but it was broken. And it's time. It's time. The time is now. You need to put the key in the ignition, turn it over, and drive. And allow whatever's in your rearview mirror to just disappear. Okay? Because you need to have your eyes forward now. Okay? I'm going to have to read this over again to you when I'm done channeling messages. Okay? So, it says your compulsion will be lifted and peace will come. When you empty yourself so you can be filled. Yeah. When you stop living in the past and you start living in the now moment. Okay, you can't control what it's going to look like. You cannot be in the future. You can't predict it. Even being as spiritual and awakened as we are, we cannot truly focus on the future. We have to allow the future to be created together. Okay, so something new. Yeah, it says the compulsion, and I'm feeling deep compulsion with masculines right now. I know what that feels like because the feminines have been through it. It's that longing, that feeling like your heart's pounding and you're that fight or flight response and you can't move forward. It's like being in a car that's stuck in the mud and you can hit the gas pedal all you want, but you ain't going anywhere. Because the mud represents the healing. It represents the sludge. It represents all the brokenness that you're coming from. Okay? So the compulsion to be with your feminine will be lifted and peace will come. Trust that something better waits. That something new will open up and you will see new opportunities for fulfillment. The truth is, whenever you get into the loop, what you're really looking for is spirit. Yeah, we've been in a loop forever, have we not? Okay, what you're really looking for is spirit. You. We are all divine spirit. You're looking for you. For the divine source, God source within you. That connection is where the power, the peace, and the purpose lies. Everything else follows after that. Give yourself a hug because we've got you. I'm going to read that one more time, okay? Dear you, it might be hard to believe you'll ever get to where you want to go. Feel the way you want to feel and find peace and security. But you can. There's lots to celebrate in this life. But first you need to let go of this attachment to achieving certain results. It's easy to get caught in the endless loop of wanting this or that so you can feel safe or worthy. I'm going to add that myself. The only way out is to surrender the attachment. Empty yourself so you can be filled with something new. The compulsion will be lifted and peace will come. Trust that something better waits. That something new will open up and you will see new opportunities for fulfillment. The truth is, whenever you get into these loops, what you are really looking for is spirit. That connection is where the power, the peace, and the purpose lies. Everything else follows after that. Give yourself a hug because we've got you. All right, guys, that was your oracle reading. And I have to tell you, just a refresher in case you didn't watch part 1, the tarot reading. The Hierophant's here, and the Hierophant is all about spiritual learning, spiritual up. This is the preacher. This is the teacher and the student, okay? This is what you're becoming. Right now you're the student, but you will soon be the teacher. And you and your divine feminine will teach together. You will help others to bring light to this planet because that's your mission, okay? I love you guys. I hope this reading resonates. If it does, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, I love you, and please hit that subscription bell and the subscription button and the wiggly bell. And if you want a personal private reading, because these are general readings, general is the collective, and everybody is in the collective, but they're all at different places in this storyline. Time is fluid. It's not linear. So definitely get a hold of me if you would like some discernment on your own personal journey toward your feminine. And if you're cross-watching this, okay, unconditional love. Spirit is definitely telling me, I don't care what your masculine has done to you. I don't care what you've been through. Unconditional love, but healthy boundaries, okay? You cannot compromise your development here either, okay?